Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the 3 Ounce of Wiseman. I'm Austin.
I'm Krais.
And I'm Jyck.
Yeah!
And today's episode, we have the pitch of create a Western video game. So this one should be fun.
Yeah.
Everyone got some history with Western video games?
Boy, I know someone here does.
Maybe. It's not like Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite video game of all time. It's not like I'm currently on my 5th playthrough of the game right now either. Which was very convenient timing too.
Yeah.
But So Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite video game, so I have plenty of experience with the Western video game. Yeah. I've also played through the first one a couple times.
Any other Western video games you've played?
Not really, actually.
It's definitely the main one you think of.
Yeah, it's definitely the go-to. Although I am aware of a couple other ones, like Evil West was one.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah.
But yeah, there's not really a big market of Western video games. Mm-hmm. Mostly everyone just goes to the Red Dead series.
Yeah.
Krais? I don't have a lot of experience playing Western games. I tried getting into Red Dead 2. And I just haven't been able to get back into it. Sorry, Austin. I'm trying. I really am.
I've already played through The Witcher twice.
But yeah, Westerns weren't really a big part of my repertoire. Like, my mom watched a lot of Westerns growing up, but there's not a lot of Western games that I can think of. I mean, I have one, but...
Yeah. I tried Red Dead. I did like it. I was just overwhelmed at the beginning. And then also how big the map is was, overwhelming. Because, one of the first missions, you're trekking through snow, finding someone, and it just took, 30... It felt like I was just spending 30 minutes holding a button down, following a path, and listening to the dialogue. Which I like the dialogue. The scenery, it was great, but I just need... it's not my plate of tea. Cup of tea. Goodness! But I know it's really good, and I'm trying to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm really enjoying this now.
It is a slow burn.
Yeah.
But the payoff is really good.
Yeah, I know. It's... Yeah.
The further you get into it, the more action scenes, the more you're doing other things.
Yeah, and I know it is. It's just I gotta get through it. I just don't have a lot of time. The other Western video game I've played is Call of Juarez. Have you guys heard of that one? Mm-mm. Okay, so basically it's just a first-person shooter, but you go through, in the story mode, you go through these maps, and you have a few gun layouts, so you can have a rifle, and a revolver, dual-wielding revolvers, or a shotgun. And you just go through, and you can get more ammo and stuff, and you literally just go through a map and you shoot. It's it's kind of like when you're thinking of a Western, and the cardboard cutouts are there, and you're shooting, or I guess that'd be police. Anyway, but it's that, and they shoot back at you, and it's pretty fun. And one fun memory of it is I was playing on the Switch, and I realized since it's got the motion detector on the Switch Joy-Cons, I realized you can, because I accidentally, the setting is automatic. When you have it where it's set down and you lift the Joy-Cons off, when you move the right Joy-Con, your aiming was there too, so it was a fun little thing where I felt like I was at an arcade with the toy gun things. Anyway, it's pretty simple, but I did enjoy it. There was one level I got stuck on forever and just stopped playing the game, but I did like it. Other than that, just Red Dead, and that game's the only one I can even think of.
Yeah, so not a big market for Western video games. Yeah. Or, I wouldn't say there's not a big market for them, but more like there's not a whole lot on the market.
Until we're done with it.
Bingo! So with that note, does anyone have anything else to add before we get started?
I got nothing this time.
Nothing? Got nothing.
I mean, he's already recycled one so far.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that note, we'll get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. Time.
Woo.
Okay.
I did not get everything written down.
Oh, I thought I had a bit more time,
honestly,
and then it went off.
I kind of finished, and I was just kind of like, where do I fill out stuff? Because I'll be honest, I'm a little vague with the story, but me with the video game pitches, I tend to do it more overview of the whole game and some of the features.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's throw something there. And I was like, I don't really know what else I could add. So
nice.
Yeah.
Chris, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad to hear.
Like I think I have a really good idea. I think the story is great. The game features though could use some work personally. But yeah. How about you?
I like the idea. It's definitely more of a niche indie, not indie, but like it's a more niche game for sure. But I think it's a good one. So we'll see.
All right. So, should we find out who's going first?
Yes, please do.
All right.
Grace, this is your redemption.
Okay.
Redemption.
Oh, that was not on purpose.
Let's see. I think Austin's gonna go first for this one.
All right.
I'm gonna leave it with that.
Okay.
All right. See, that was your mistake last time, is you predicted all three, and then you jinxed it that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Krais is right, though. It is me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting.
Who's next?
I want to say it's you next.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Krais is not quite at the full redemption because Krais is second. Wow. 2 in a row. Same as last episode.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to fall into this pattern again. We'll find out.
Honestly, the Wheels kind of liked me a lot recently.
It has.
But it is what it is.
Yep.
All right. With that note, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with my pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, for my Western, I initially said that I didn't want to do Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, no.
So, it's not, I don't have that detailed of a story.
Okay.
But I did take a massive open world.
Okay.
But I also blended it with another game. So, this is kind of a weird blend between Red Dead Redemption and The Witcher.
I knew it.
But it's like an original game? It's not like a crossover?
Yeah, it's not like... Yeah, it's not a crossover game, but it's like... You're a bounty hunter who fights actual bounties and takes those in, but you also take monster contracts.
Ooh, okay.
So I call this Cryptid Hunter.
Ooh, okay.
So the synopsis is you play as a bounty hunter in the Wild West who takes up bounties for both notorious gangsters and vicious monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Price $70 with a $35 story expansion. I'll get to that.
Okay.
In 1882, a lone bounty hunter travels the West collecting bounties and soon is brought into a world where they learn that there are more horrors in the night than previously thought. As you travel the country, you can recruit new members to your gang that can help you in your fights. So, I left the character very ambiguous because I kind of wanted it to be a really immersive world. Mm-hmm. So you get to create your character similar to like you would with Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you get to choose a bunch of stuff. And I'll go into character customization here in a bit. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a rundown on the monsters you'll come across. And I tried to focus a lot more on like monsters that you'll find here in America. Mm-hmm. So Bigfoot, vampires, werewolves, witches, demons, giant bat,
okay,
and goblins. Do you know where the giant bat came from?
Not particularly.
Are you familiar with the Mothman?
Yeah.
The Mothman is actually more bat-like, but they couldn't use the name Batman because by the time sightings started to happen, Batman was already coined.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, why not just have a giant bat that fights in a canyon?
Yeah, that actually sounds really fun.
That'd be an interesting little fight. Mm-hmm. So there's that. The story expansion, which takes place after the main story, is that bounties have gotten a lot more interesting after a mysterious job brings you face to face with aliens, and soon you have to stop an impending invasion, which is a 10-hour expansion. So reasonable.
10 hours for 35. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable for sure.
So some of the gameplay in it is that...
Sorry.
Some of the gameplay is that there's unique monster fights, of course.
Yeah.
You can find gang hideouts and then either collect bounties or loot their camps.
Yeah.
You can find monster nests and shut down monster activity in an area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Similar to The Witcher, of course. Mm-hmm. There's crafting where you can use similar to The Witcher as well, where you get to craft special Western weapons and bullets and other stuff to help you fight monsters and gang members. Mm-hmm. So, like special bullets, like silver bullets for the werewolves.
Yeah.
They won't like instantly kill, but they'll do more damage than regular bullets will.
Yeah.
Specialized moonshine, which serves as potions.
Yeah.
Horse racing. There's towns and settlements where you can buy supplies, buy and customize weapons at the gun stores, and you can go to saloons and get a drink or start a bar fight. There's a camp crafting feature, so you get to choose and customize tents, furniture, food, medicine, and equipment upgrades, gang member outfits included. Ooh. So you get to put a little style into your gang members if you want to try to unify them a bit. With gang members that you recruit throughout the story, you can select up to 3 members that can help you in your missions. And of course, sometimes they'll vary depending on whether or not the mission will allow you to have extra gang members with you or not. Yeah. Some other cool things that happen is that there will be some world events similar to Red Dead Redemption where just like some random event, like someone getting kicked in the head by a horse or, some weird stuff like that, just to help make the world feel more alive.
Yeah.
And of course, there's hunting. So on top of all the gangs and monsters, there's also like traditional animals that you can hunt for food and crafting purposes, like deer, bears, wolves, that kind of thing. Going to the character customization, we got some of the general customization stuff, like gender, hair, height, that kind of thing. You can customize the weapon details, so you can put special engravings, change up the metal colors and stuff, and fun stuff like that. There's special gear that you can craft that either enhances your weapons or just armor, that kind of stuff, even reload speeds, all sorts of fun stuff like that. And on top of that, there's also a skill tree where you can learn special abilities and like special combos that you can do with weapons, with your revolvers and rifles. For the map, it's a large open world that has a variety of stuff, so I'm going with more closer to the Red Dead Redemption 2 route, so it has a little bit of everything. So it has mountains, caves, the plains, rivers, swamps, and towns and settlements. So there's also an online mode where you get to create a second custom character, and it's basically the same set of features but designated to be more balanced for online, which I think is just what I see is just removal of some stuff from the skill tree, and anything that would be too overpowered for PvP stuff. But you can free roam, of course, like normal on these open world multiplayer modes. There's team deathmatch, which is 5v5, free for all standard. A special mode called Sasquatch, which is like if you play Juggernaut, where there's one guy with a lot more health and stuff, and you either you get points for every kill you get as the Sasquatch, but everyone else in the lobby is trying to hunt you. Yeah. There's special co-op missions, that have a variety of missions from the main story, as well as just unique ones crafted for special players, which can go up to anywhere between 2 to 4 players. And you can also solo play them yourself if you want to. There's Cryptid Rush, which goes through all the monster bosses in the game. And then you can do that with up to 4 people. 4 people's the standard. Yeah. There's Goblin Hunt, so you can find goblins, which I'm not sure. I did mention goblins. It was the last one.
Yeah, you did.
But goblins will be running around the map, and the goal is to kill the most goblins before time runs out. And that one actually goes up to 8 players total. So that one should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, there's general horse racing across the game. Here's some of the locations that will be placed in the story, and they'll be used for a lot of the maps in the multiplayer online modes. But there's the Witch's Hut in the swamps, the Vampire Den, the Ice Cave, where I was thinking like maybe a Sasquatch, or I think at one point I was going to put Wendigo in the game for the mountains. Yeah. I just forgot about it. Yeah. Bat Canyon, where the Mothman / Giant Bat will be. New Marston, which is the city, the small town settlement, where just one of the early ones you can find, which also is a nod to John Marston. And then the Morgan City Sewers, where another callback to Arthur Morgan, as well as another hideout for a vampire monster fight. Okay. But yeah, that is what I have for this game.
Do you want to go first?
You look like you were already
Krais looks disappointed, so...
No, I'm not disappointed at all. I'm
not getting disappointed. I'm getting You're formulating what you're thinking.
You know, you know when Homer's making like waffles, he's like, batter run off. That's how I feel about this game.
So it's good then.
Yeah. I love, as we all know, I love The Witcher, and I just think this is such a good game. I'm like, you sold me in the first sentence. I want to play it. Give it, like, make the game, give it to me. I'll play it. Because this is my bread and butter, okay? I love open world. I love, like, customizable characters. I love, multiple play styles in one game. And just, like, monster hunting, even better. It's just, give it to me. That's all I gotta say. I don't have anything negative else. So, congrats. You did it.
Cool. I'm definitely of the same mindset. Like you said, after you gave the description, I almost made the joke, shut up and take my money. But I'm trying to find some constructive criticism. Because there's some things where it's like, I would have liked it to actually be Mothman. Like a giant moth.
I think Mothman in particular is like a regional kind of creature. That's why I was like, I don't think I could do Mothman. Mm-hmm. And I thought about the New Jersey Devil too, but again, that's the New Jersey Devil.
Yeah. I was just thinking of like maybe everyone thinks it's a giant bat, but it's actually Mothman, and I don't know. That's something I would have liked to see, but I'm nitpicking here because how much I love. Like you went into like you can customize engravings on the freaking guns. Like you were able to do that detail because you didn't worry about a story because you didn't need to.
So yeah, with that being said, I definitely want a studio like CD Projekt Red or Rockstar to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wish you had gone in some more detail about like the weapon, like what weapons you can have, rifles, revolvers, and you said there's craftable items like silver bullets and stuff. I would have liked more details about that, but that's not important to what we're doing now. Again, I'm just trying to find things to nitpick.
I will say the thing that I kind of agree with you. I wish there was a story. Like I know you focus more on the gameplay, and I appreciate you for that. But what gets me interested in a story is like I didn't fall in love with The Witcher 3 because I was like, ooh, pretty sword. Yeah. I fell in love with it because, oh my god, I love this person. I want to learn more about them.
See, that was part of the thing because I wanted this to be a little bit more immersive. So creating your own character out of that. Yeah. And then I think I would needed to. That was going to take a lot more time to like break down how I would go about it, so it becomes really interesting for how I would want to. But again, that's a time restraint thing. So like, let's do something. So let me get what the general idea of the game is, and then what's going to be with it, so that way it seems like a little bit more complete package. Because I'll be honest, I didn't have much of a story. It's like I have an idea what I would like to see in a game, and gameplay wise, how I would get that to work as a story. I have the setup. Not where it would go, but I don't. For the point of giving it a good pitch, I think just saying, "Hey, I want to do this game with these features."
Yeah, and I think we got the basic idea because I feel like the story wouldn't be more like the main story would be like, "Oh, you got to go here to learn this new game feature, etc." But I feel like you could have a ton of side quests and stuff that really flesh it out. So yeah, I just really like it, and I really like the idea that you could have a customizable character because I think that really helps. It's not just a stock character. And while we have some characters like Arthur Morgan and Geralt that we absolutely love, I do think for this one it was a good idea to do a customizable one. And you can still do a lot with that. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Krais, what do you got for us?
Okay. I have a prediction, and if I'm right, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
From human to cactus, then finally stone, the curse will continue until it is home.
So I don't know how much you guys know about this game, but I decided to do a reimagine of it. Do you guys remember the Paparia games?
Paparia?
Yeah, like the Wingeria, the hot dog parlor where you make the hot dogs.
I've never heard of these games.
Please tell me you didn't just make a Western food simulator.
I did not.
I've never heard of these games.
Okay. The company that made those games made another game called Cactus McCoy. Okay, it is the story of it's like, what's his name again? Like, what is his description? 1 second.
Keep going, I'll pull it up.
He's a treasure hunter for hire. Okay. He is contracted by a man named Hex Hatfield to search for a artifact called the Thorned Emerald. Unaware it is a cursed artifact, McCoy goes from being a normal human to a human cactus hybrid. Okay, he grows the skin of cactus, and is super thorny. And a spirit comes to life, telling him. Here, actually, I have the image right here. From human to cactus, then finally stone, the curse will continue until it is home. Bopkawa is my name. I too was cursed by the sacred thorn emerald. At sunrise, follow the path to the next piece of the map, which will lead you to the jewel's proper home. You must hurry, McCoy. Good luck. Basically, getting this contract, being told by this spirit of this thorny emerald to return it to its proper burial ground. Mm-hmm. Hex, being upset because McCoy took both his money and the jewel that he wanted, was bring me the head of Cactus McCoy. And so begins this platformer game where you play as Cactus McCoy, battling through enemies to get to the final level where you return the jewel. I took the premise of Cactus McCoy and made it my own. Mm-hmm. I made it similar to Breath of the Wild. I made it an open world game where weapons would deteriorate over time. You would have to cook food, and you would traverse the desert to return this jewel. Mm-hmm. I even have a opening scene for you, for all of you. That is the first thing that the players will see. The game opens up in a saloon with the place delighted with cheer. A cloaked stranger walks in, the notorious train robber, Caleb McCoy. I'm looking for a Hex Hatfield. The place goes silent until a pouring of a cup is heard. The camera pans over to a pale man in a red coat with 4 arms. That's me. And who do I believe I have the pleasure with? Caleb McCoy. I'm here for a job. The man smirks. And there's a jewel nearby. Bring it to me, and we'll talk about payment. So the game, when you actually get control, you're leaving the saloon, and the whole tutorial of how the game will be played is McCoy going to this cave system, finding the jewel, and being cursed. That's the tutorial, and it's. After he finds the jewel tells him to take it back to the burial place, and McCoy says no, and he goes back to Hex into the town, asking him to lift the curse. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Hex is a dealer in cursed objects. That's why he's wanting the emerald, and it also explains why he has 4 arms. He's this cursed individual. So. McCoy demands to be turned back. When Hex lies to him, Hex threatens the town, and McCoy agrees. When Hex goes back on payment, McCoy steals the map in his hand and runs away. So just to make sure I'm making myself clear, the jewel is now in Hex's hands, but in return, McCoy has stolen this map that he was holding on to, that you would see during this cutscene. So McCoy runs away, and as he runs away, Hatfield's gang lights the town ablaze, trying to kill McCoy until he falls into a river, and that's where the open world part takes place. Yeah, it's very Breath of the Wild gameplay. Like I said, weapons break. There are 5 different kinds of weapons. There's punching, swinging, throwing, shooting, and whipping. Mm-hmm. Each one doing a different kind of combat style. Punching would be all the close combat stuff. Throwing is would be daggers, decks of cards. Those keep for keeping distance. Swinging weapons would be a mix of the two, to being able to do close combat, but also keeping distance. There's also shooting weapons, which is all your basic guns. And whipping is a lot of grappling stuff and bringing you closer to you. Mm-hmm. You can mix and match weapons. You can have 4 weapons equipped at any given time.
Oh, okay. You
can switch between the weapons and for play styles. There's also armor that helps improve certain weapons. More armor to be able to do more punching, stuff like that. There's also a karma system you can improve or deteriorate karma by doing certain missions certain ways. If you do something good, you gain blessing. If you do something bad, you get curse. And then
so it's like an honor system.
Yeah, it's like an honor system. So like the more good you do, the more blessed stuff you get. And the reason why that's important is there's also a skill tree. I wasn't able to go too far into it, but like certain abilities would be unlocked depending on your honor. Like one of the ideas I had would be a skill that increases the thickness of McCoy's skin to be more prickly, so that when he punches, he does extra damage because he's like basically scraping cactus across these people. Yeah. So there's certain skills for certain play styles, very customizable in terms of like combat. Noticeable missions that I thought would be really cool. There are like hex camps all over the place, where Hex has like little storage units full of some of the cursed objects he's gathered over the years that you can raid and acquire and equip to have more effects on you. There's also something that this is what sparked the whole honor system is there's train derails or on the track missions. Basically, you can choose to rob trains on your own and get it done before the authorities show up, or you can get wind of a train robbery going down and stopping the bad guys before it happens. Depending on which one you would choose depends on what karma you get. The final mission this is the climax mission that I thought of is McCoy getting the emerald back from Hex, raiding this compound that he's built and getting back the emeralds to take it back to the proper burial place so that he can live. And the whole story would be McCoy learning to deal with the curse that he has bestowed upon himself. And by the end of the story, I'll just go ahead and tell you now because this probably will never be made. He stops the whole turning to stone bit, but he is forever cursed to be Cactus McCoy. Yeah. And throughout the story, he learns to live with it. And by the end, he's like, this is who I am now. And this is my burden to bear. Yeah, that's about it. I can't think of anything else. I might be forgetting something. I have like 3 pages worth of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Jyck, all right. So I really like the story. I think it's pretty cool. You got a good blend of stuff. Like, you got a little bit of the monster hunting stuff. You got the honor system, which Red Dead Redemption famously has. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only thing I really would have liked was more gameplay features and more of a dive on that. But your story is pretty strong. And what I do really like is that you have different combat styles out of what gameplay parts you got. And I thought using a whip was pretty creative because usually I go right to go for a lasso, whereas you're like, hey, I'm going to use a whip instead. And I'm like, that's pretty fitting for the time period, and that's definitely unique. So I thought that was pretty fun, and I think just having different fighting styles is a good choice.
Mm-hmm. So the thing that's been my hang-up is the fact that it's specifically Cactus McCoy, because you draw inspiration from another game. To me, and I feel like this would also entice a lot of other players as opposed to Cactus McCoy. Make it be a different curse, I think, or maybe it's like you go in and there's like 3 emeralds 3 things you're supposed to get, and let you choose your curse or something. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, just the fact
that he's Cactus.
Yeah, well, more of you took it from another game. Because I think what you did with it was really, really good. I like it. I would agree with Austin. I would have liked more gameplay stuff. But I think the story is... You can still use the story. While it is kind of like a staple, it's a staple for a reason. Getting cursed, solving the curse. There's a bad guy trying to stop it. But, I don't know. It might literally just be that I don't want to play as a cactus guy. But I think overall it's pretty good. You travel around this world... I like the honor system. I haven't played Red Dead. I forgot that was even in there, but I always liked that system. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just mixed about it. But again, I think that might just be a personal hang-up about I don't want to play a cactus guy.
That's fair. Well, the reason why it's Cactus is because, I chose Cactus McCoy because it was like one of my favorite games to play when, and I thought it was so interesting, and I remember just loving it, and never finishing it, and and yeah, it's weird, but the company who makes these games are notoriously a little weird. They're the same people that made the like food games, so they're notoriously a little weird.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that part's a personal preference. I would have liked to explore more of like the cursed items. That's what really intrigued me. And maybe what I was thinking of, like a solution to my thing, is you get cursed with some major thing, and when you go to Hex's thing, because did you elaborate at all about the other cursed items you get from the camps?
No, because that would have gone more into like stat stuff. Like I think what do I have written down exactly? Camps where Hex keep his most dangerous cursed objects that can be equipped, and they can basically improve like certain playstyles or stats. Like if you want a curse that would make you thornier to do more damage, you can find that. Or if you want something that would have more reach on like grappling weapons, you can find that. It was more of the curses are suited. They're not specific, but they would be tailored to a play styles that you're looking for.
Okay. I guess my thing would just be maybe you can absorb the curse power to unlock new abilities as opposed to like a skill tree, and then the honor system be used for something else. But nothing came to mind. So I think it's really solid now. The more that we're talking about it, the more I'm able to digest it. I think it's pretty good. I don't know. I just kind of wanted more about the cursed items thing. That's really all I got. Aside from, again, me still digesting. I just don't know. I need to look up what this guy looks like, because I'm just picturing, like, a cactus with a face, with, like, a smiley face drawn on him.
You know that when I do the episode art for this episode, I'm going to put your face on top of a cactus, right?
Just a normal cactus.
I'll give you a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
On top of a cactus.
You're not even going to look up Cactus McCoy?
No.
Fine.
I might, but I might just think that the cactus is funnier. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
All right, Jack, what do you have for us?
Okay, so I'm going to go in saying I had an idea, and as I was writing it, it changed for what I needed. So it's half-baked. I still like it. Not my best, but we're going to go through it anyway. All right, so the game is called Restless Saloon. Your character, and this will be a customizable character because it really doesn't matter if it's a stock character. I'm going to refer to the character as Carl because that sounds like that's the thing I would name my character.
Carl.
Yeah. I know. That's the first thing. I thought Carl, and then I thought that. I was like, I still like the name.
Are there any llamas in this game?
That's not the Carl I was thinking of.
That's where my brain.
I was thinking of Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Rick always says Carl.
That's the one that's what came to mind when I wrote Carl. But basically, you can customize a lot of different stuff. Not a ton, but there's some options in there. It's a pretty small game too. I should say that. Like it'd probably be on sale for like $30 or $40. But basically, you have a male voice actor and a female voice actor for your character's dialogue. Okay, so I'll just refer to the customizable character as Carl. All right. So Carl and his sister recently inherited a saloon in one of the most dangerous towns in the West, Fallen Hill. Cold-blooded shootouts, outlaws running rampant are daily dealings. Can you protect your saloon? So this is kind of an interesting game that I like, because there is a story, but a lot of it's open to how you reach it. Think of it as kind of like choose your own adventure, but also you're always reaching the same point. Unless, well, we'll get to that. It's just how you get there. Yeah. So, how this works is your goal is to maintain control enough so that you don't die. And when you die, you go back to the beginning of the day. So with that, I'll go into what the actual game is. All right. So we open with a cutscene. Carl arrives in town with his sister Sally. It's late, and when they pull up to the saloon they inherited, it's kind of dreary. There's not much going around. As they unload and travel in, they discuss and give some exposition about their uncle was shot when a drunk outlaw couldn't pay and he just wanted the free drink. He was shot over something small. And as they're unpacking, the sheriff gives them an ambiguous warning about how dangerous the town is. Then we have a short little interaction thing as dialogue is going on that lets you walk around the saloon and get to know the space a little bit, because you're spending a lot of time in the saloon. Then after you basically say you're done walking around, which will probably be pretty quick. The next morning, Sally and Carl are taking inventory, cleaning up, etc. During this commotion, a gunshot is heard. Sally immediately draws the revolver she always has on her hip and runs out. Carl follows, and we see townspeople casually dragging away the body of someone who lost a duel. The crowd dismisses, and a bystander tells Carl and Sally to get used to it, and when will the saloon be open? And then we'll have a quick interactable on how you want to set up the bar, the saloon, basically, where you want the gambling table to be, etc.
Nice little Sims-like customization.
Yeah, just a quick one. There's not a lot of options, but there's some. Maybe you can choose a little colors. But also, you can set up the weapons behind the bar, where the drinks are, etc. Like, do you just want a shotgun behind the bar? Do you also want revolvers? Because you know this is a dangerous town. And this can be changed later as well. But that's an introduction to the next mechanics. Now, finally, we get a scene where the saloon is open. Sally is ready. Carl is behind the bar. The door is open. It's not even noon, and people are coming in to drink. Soon there's gambling, drinking, etc. And then we have where it's fully open for a bit. You can serve drinks at the bar. You can go around, mingle with people, and try and get to know them. Try and gain favor. Because at this point it'll be introduced. The point of this part of the game is to maintain control of the people around you and gain favor without basically running the saloon into the ground. And when you lose too much control, even if it's with a single character, a shootout can happen at any point. And you die, and you have to redo the day. So yeah, you serve drinks, mingle, there's a few side quests where you're like, hey, can you ask this guy to do this thing for me? I don't care how you do it, but I'll give you this much money if you do it. And you can go over to the guy and you can, I don't know, just intimidate him or gamble with him or buy him a drink or something like that. But there's also gambling, and you can gamble with them. I'm thinking a few different games, mainly poker, that you can do, just a little mini game thing for fun. And then after you have tried each thing at least once, we get a scene where the sheriff comes in and everybody goes silent. There hasn't been a silent moment in this game, but now everyone's silent when the sheriff walks in. And he comes up and says that there's a tax for protecting the town. Protection racket. Sally gets infuriated, but when all his deputies come in, ready to, with guns on their, hands on their guns, she pays him. Then we go to the next day, and this is fully open. You can try and gain favor. You can get some money stocked up that lets you upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. And then it also introduces duels. Duels you can compete in, whether it be to the death or you're shooting a can or something. You can judge them, and if you call it one way, then someone can try and fix the duels, and you can join that, etc. Because you're trying to win favor with everybody, but maybe there's one side you want more favor in, etc. Or not. Maybe some sort of, I didn't write this down, but maybe there's some sort of guilds like this. You can gain favor with one of these three gangs, etc. And then you do this for an in-game week. So essentially you get 7 save points. And you can choose when you sleep or when you spend enough, the sun will be going up and down, and so you might automatically get shut out. We'll have some fun little side quests where you go around town doing some things, get to know characters, which I wasn't able to write about because time ran out. But I'm wanting to make it really immersive. You had Austin, but not that much because it's a lot smaller.
You just need to make this saloon immersive.
Yeah, the saloon is super I want to be super immersive. And sometimes fights will break out over 2 different people, and depending on how you interact with it, you can just throw them out because they're drunk, or it can get into a shootout or something like that.
And yeah, if you die, you go back to the beginning of the day. Generally, it's not super hard, but you can level up the difficulty. But once you are done with the final day of the week, before you go to bed, there's a scene where the sheriff comes in and he says he's tripling, the tax is now tripled. Sally refuses to pay because you do not have the money, and the sheriff slaps her. Yeah, this guy is...
It's the right time period.
Yeah, he's not a good guy by any means. He's sleazy. You do not like the sheriff. He's the definition.
I don't like him?
You shouldn't.
Well,
you're telling Krais how he should feel.
Maybe listen to the sheriff. For the audience, Jack looked at me and almost not blinking and says that. So that's why I was like, I shouldn't? Or no one, because I don't like him. But should I not? Okay.
That was more, my laptop is facing Austin, and I wanted to open up so you're included in the conversation.
Well, thank you, sir.
I was trying to be kind. Okay, you know what?
You just got some bad karma.
Thanks so much, partner.
So, yeah, the sheriff demands the money. When Sally refuses to pay, the sheriff slaps her across the face. And this is at the end of the day. So if anyone, if you gain favor with someone who's, chilling out with you at the end of the day, there's deputies there, so there's not a shootout. And he says he's going to grant you this favor because somehow you weren't informed of this. I'll come back tomorrow and collect it, or you basically, she and Carl are going to be arrested for evading taxes type of thing. Then we have a scene that night. Sally is trying to sneak out. She's carrying a shotgun. She has a revolver on her hip and a rifle on her back. She says she's going after the sheriff. We get a scene where she rants. We get some more dialogue from her, and finally she calms down. And this is when she tells Carl that there's not enough money. We literally can't pay this. And then we go to the next day where the sheriff arrives. There's not enough money. So you have a few different ways to deal with this. Because you've spent so much time getting used to the different things you can do in the game, you can either gamble with him and try and essentially raise the money to pay him off. You can duel him, not to the death.
Dang it.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why. Or you could just refuse to pay and it builds up to a shootout. Now, if there's a shootout, certain people will take your side, certain people will take the sheriff's side. So if you built up enough favor with the people in the saloon, which will basically be the same characters every time, unless they die in a duel, maybe you want to go with the shootout. So either way, or whatever mode you choose, if you fail, it results in a shootout, and he escapes. However, if you win, let's say you practice, you played the gambling mechanic a good bit, and you enjoy it, and you think you're good enough to beat him, which isn't horribly hard to do, or the same thing with the duel. So if you beat him, he simply leaves, because you've paid off the debt. Then, that night, Carl is woken up by the sheriff. He's wasted, he's super drunk, and you wake up, and he has a gun pointed at Sally. His arms wrapped around her neck, and he has a gun pointed at her. And she's holding her hand because she's got a massive cut on it. Clearly, there was a altercation between them. And he has Carl open the safe, and the sheriff takes whatever money he has left, and he runs out. Sally, with her hand hurt too much to hold her gun, gives her gun to Carl and tells him to chase after him. We have a big chase, which could be very long or very short, depends on the skill of the player. You're chasing the sheriff through town, and he pauses, shoots back, yells taunts at you, etc. And no one interferes, including the deputies, because they see this guy's blackout drunk, he did something illegal. They can't defend him. So you're walking through as people are coming out of their doors in the middle of the night, and you're chasing him through town. And once you finally hit the sheriff, it's a cut scene. Carl walks up to him, takes the money. People have gathered around. The sheriff, wounded, dying, demands to get a doctor. Get me a doctor, get me a doctor, I'll arrest you, get me a doctor, drunk rambling. No one does anything or says anything, and he dies right there. Then we have the next scene, this is like the last little, I guess it'd be like the last chapter if this was long enough to have chapters. We have a scene, Sally's bandaged up, the saloon's temporarily closed, and we have a scene, and the next mission is Carl has to go and get her some more medicine. And as he's walking around town, he hears there's an election for the new sheriff. And the candidates they'd be characters you've interacted with before. It'll probably be like the 3 you've interacted with the most. Or if I do like a thing where it's guilds, where 3 different gangs, it'd be 1 from each guild. Or, gang. Whatever you want to call it. And Posse, yeah. So you go through some time. You have a few scenes. I didn't elaborate on this because I would have had to make the characters, etc. But you have scenes, interaction. It might be like a 3-day period, in-game period. And there's dialogue, and you have to choose the new sheriff. And then whoever you vote for will be the new sheriff. And after that, the losers will take revenge on you in some way. A duel, starting a fight in the saloon, etc. Challenge you, force you to play a gambling game. Depends on what, maybe one's gang is better at gambling, one's better at duels, etc. And you're trying to survive until the new sheriff, who you've won the favor of course, is elected and the game ends. I will preface, I do not like how the game ended, because it was originally going to be literally just more of like a saloon owner simulator with a minor story, but I got too wrapped up in this story that I kind of liked. So
yeah,
that's where it went.
I mean, I know you just said that you got too wrapped up in the story, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I would agree overall. I think I'm with you on the ending part. I think I would have just tweaked the ending so that way it ends with the saloon.
Yeah.
So not just like, oh, here's the new sheriff, you got favor with him.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing that really needs changed.
Yeah.
But story-wise, it's good.
It's good, yeah.
I was thinking either Carl or Sally, again, Carl's just her character, would just leave. But it seemed out of character for both. Mm-hmm. So I was like,
especially since they spent so long defending the saloon and stuff.
Yeah, and it's definitely out of character for Sally, and I don't know. Also, I ran out of time right after.
Yeah.
So,
see, I'm of the mindset that I love simulator games that have a story. Do any of you two know the game Unpacking?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't play simulator games.
Okay. It's basically it's like an organizational game. You unpack boxes to move every time you move into a new house. Mm-hmm. And it's the story of this person moving from place to place. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's a very beautiful game in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the gameplay great, but I also love the story. And this reminds me of that because I think owning a saloon in the Wild West is something that not a lot of people expand upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that one little gimmick of having it there.
Yeah.
But not a full story. So that's what I really like about your pitch is that it really focuses on the saloon life, which I thought was a really unique take on the game.
That's what I went with. That's what started this. I was like, when we got the prompt, I was thinking that kind of sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could have just said, I made a saloon simulator, okay? And I would have been like, cool, thanks, next.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're here's a story that goes along with building the saloon and the people, getting to know the people who I know you didn't expand on anyone, but who could be very unique and interesting characters. I love games like that.
Yeah,
and
and being able to customize the saloon a bit so that way it's more your saloon.
Yeah.
That's just a really nice touch as well.
Good stuff.
yeah.
So I don't really think there's much more because Krais and I kind of just went back and forth on it because I kind of think we just had the same thoughts on it. It's it's really good. It's a very unique take.
I can't think of anything negative or constructive to say.
Yeah, the only thing is maybe tweak that ending so that way it is in the saloon. But other than that, it was pretty well good. I thought that even having the ability to have shootouts in the saloon.
Yeah.
And of course there'll probably be a saloon fight, bar fight and stuff.
Sure.
That'd be fun stuff.
Ooh, I got a quick question though.
Yeah.
The gambling
mechanic.
Yeah, thank you. Can think of the word. Is that a mini game? Or through that you could play throughout the game, or is it a function?
Or would it be like kind of a mix? Like there's some missions where it requires you to play that game, but there's also you could just do it for fun.
Yeah.
So like
think of it like Gwent in The Witcher.
Okay.
But like one of the side quests is like, hey, this guy owes me money from gambling, catch him cheating or something, and you play a game or stuff like that.
I like that.
There's literally a mission in Red Dead Redemption 2 where you're playing poker and you are cheating, and the gimmick is to look at the guy who's telling you what the cards, whether to play or not.
Nice. Yeah, it'd be stuff like that. It's a lot about building like relationships with your customers, but then we also have this sense of danger. And I like, to me, what draws me to this game, aside from the story, which I actually, as I was writing, I was like, I focused more on the story than anything else. But what draws me to that is you could play it however you wanted because it's a short enough game. And since every time you die, you just go back. Like, it's not restarting the game from the beginning. You could have a day where you're like at the point where it's like, I just kind of want to do a bunch of shootouts. So you do a bunch of shootouts. And then you're like, okay, let's continue the story type of thing. Mm-hmm. Or you could do like a different playthroughs where you're like trying to appease everyone, or anyway, yeah. I think it has a decent amount of replayability.
Oh, for sure.
It's probably like a 10-hour game max.
I would definitely replay the frick out of this.
Yeah. You guys made me feel better about that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Overall, everyone had really good pitches. Like, there's a good variety of them too, and I just think this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that it was you two who had more like a mythical thing and not me. Krais totally expected that from you. I don't know why I just said that I didn't expect. But Austin did and I didn't.
I've corrupted him with my fantasy.
Yeah.
I've 2024 was a really big year for like fantasy stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I played through The Witcher twice last year. I started it in late 2023, but finished it in like January 24. But then I did a second playthrough in the summer.
Once you get hooked.
But then also doing Shakespeare and then watching Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I guess fantasy is kind of on the brain right now.
Yeah. Yeah, be a good time to get a fantasy prompt.
I would not be opposed to that one because I've had ideas for that one.
Well, my thing is I'm kind of opposed to it because I've used all my fantasy stuff.
So you gotta come up with something new!
Exactly.
Yeah! Alright,
Anyway.
but speaking of the next pitch, shall we see what it is?
Let's do this.
Yes.
Every time we do this, my heart just sinks.
You're getting a bad feeling?
Yeah.
What video game do you want in VR?
Ooh. I feel like, so when we wrote this down, there weren't a lot of games I felt like could be done in VR well. I think there are a lot more, especially since there's a lot, like when we wrote this, like the Quest 2 was like the biggest meta game.
This was one of the first ones, right?
Yeah, this
was like one of our first ones, but they've got like...
Like, they just came up with a Batman Arkham game for the VR.
Yeah, they've got a lot, and just the technology has advanced a lot. So I feel like now's a really good time to have this pitch.
I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, but
I mean, we got time
to figure it out,
But yeah, that is for next episode.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for listening to this episode. We had a lot of fun with this one, and we hope you listened to it.
Yeah.
Be sure to let us know whose Western video game would you like to try out. And be sure to let us know in the comments and polls. Also, be sure to check us out on Instagram and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good one, y'all.
Now, draw.
3, 2, 1. Ah! You hit me in my funny bone!
My heart!
I'm going to call that one for Austin.
And that was the 3 Not So Wise Men. Krais Baker, Jack Green, Austin Michaelis. And a huge shout out to Louis Trotter for making our intro music. So happy trails and ta-ta for now.